Hi everyone, welcome to English 111. I'm your instructor, Anissa Demeter. I just wanted to touch base just for a few minutes about the syllabus document and a couple of really important policies that you'll need to know. It's already listed here, but I just want to reiterate some. Again, here's my contact information should you need to contact me. The contact information is also listed in Moodle. This course document goes on to give the course description, the textbook, and the textbook, by the way, if you have an older edition, it'll be probably fine. The page numbers might be a little different, but the content is still basically the same. Just let me know if you have any problems with that. Then it's got the course objectives and learning outcomes. And then here are the specific policies that are, I wanted to make sure I went over. Attendance is very important. Even though you're an online student, you have to be present, which means you need to log in at least 2 to 3 times per week. It's very important. Even if you don't have anything to do as far as in the class during that 2-week or 2-week module period, I know because I usually give 2 weeks per module. Just log in to get that login in and to double check for announcements, grades, postings, assignments, due dates, things like that. Students who do not submit work or log in to this course for 14 consecutive days will be withdrawn from the course. So please understand that. Please understand that 14 days of no activity in this Moodle class, not in Moodle in general, but in this class in Moodle, will result in a withdrawal. So, and that same goes for work. If you do not submit work for 14 days, you can be withdrawn. If you do not log in for 14 days, consecutive days, back to back, then you will be withdrawn. So please understand it's so important that you have to log in and you have to submit work. Here's the grading. Textbook grading, there's assignments, there's essays, discussion board assignments, and then the final research essay, which is required and serves as your final exam. And notice, look, 50%, essays count for 50% of this class. It's English class, it's writing class. Actually 70% if you count the final essay. So, understand that you can't not do essays in the class. If you don't submit essays, you're not going to pass the class. Here's the grading scale, 10-point grading scale. Late work, no late work will be accepted unless discussed with me. Sorry about that. Either before the due date or no more than 48 hours after, because I know how things can happen, emergencies come up. But failure to submit the final research paper will result in a failing grade no matter what your current average is. So please be sure that that one is submitted and submitted on time. Revisions. I do not give extra credit, so please do not email asking. However, all students can revise and resubmit any graded assignment for this course. This is optional. I don't require you to revise, even though it's a part of the writing process, but I highly encourage it because students learn from their mistakes when they revise and resubmit assignments. So one revision per assignment is allowed. So if you submit a revision for the personal narrative essay and you still had some mistakes that you didn't correct, you can't submit another one for that. So you get one revision per assignment. Revisions are all due by December 2nd, 2018. And if you look in the Course Resources tab in Moodle, there's a revisions link. And that revisions link will be the place that you submit all of your revisions to. And again, this is all open. All assignments are open. This is all open so that you can submit revisions as you want to or need to. Okay? It doesn't even matter if you made a 99. If you want that point back, correct what I marked, resubmit. That's all you have to do. I think it's a pretty good deal. Other information, classroom civility, student code of conduct. Everybody knows how to act. And we're not seated, but, be respectful in discussion boards online and making sure that you address me respectfully through email, making sure that you list who you are, your name, the date, what specific class you're in and section, and what assignment you're referring to if you have a question. Technology requirements for the course. Students who are taking an online class must have access to a working computer and reliable internet. Students should also have Microsoft Office, specifically Microsoft Word, in order to type and submit documents. Google Docs will not be allowed. You cannot just type in a link to your assignment in the submission link. Please, if you have to use Google Docs, that's fine, but you just need to make sure that you download or change it to a Word document before submitting in Moodle. That way I have a Word document to grade. Avoid submitting PDF forms too, because if you submit PDF, I am unable to actually put in my written comments in there and you won't be able to view it because PDF you can't change. So just understand that. Cheating, and then you've got plagiarism. This is the big deal I wanted to discuss. It's using other ideas, words belonging to another person or source without giving adequate citations or credit for that contribution. So a couple of things whenever we get to MLA documentation, because I know a lot of you are very new to it, and we're not going to be using it with the first essay, but when we get on to some of the other essays in class, you're going to be required to learn, read about, based on all the resources provided in Moodle in your textbook, MLA documentation. And a couple things, and I have students that get, kind of fiery about this every semester, but I need you guys to understand that I cannot give credit for any essay that's plagiarized. I cannot give any credit, not even partial, no matter how hard a student worked on it. I cannot give credit for plagiarized essays. And here's some examples of plagiarism, even if it's unintentional. When sources are not cited at all within an essay. When sources are not cited at all on a works cited page at the end. When sources are only cited on a works cited page but not within the essay, or vice versa. It's in one place or the other. You have to have it in both. When sources cited on the works cited page do not match up with the sources cited within your essay, they must match up. I must be able to go to your works cited page or go to your actual essay and look and say, oh, this is Huffington Post. Even though that's not correctly cited within your essay, I can still go on the works cited page, and if there's a Huffington Post citation, I can pretty much figure out, oh yeah, they've tried to cite, they've made an attempt to cite. They didn't do it correctly, but they attempted, and I know that this comes from this source, and they match up. And then I can give you the corrections you need to make it MLA format. And when you use wording or ideas that comes from, sources online that you copy and paste, or that you've taken somebody else's work and used it as your own, that's intentional plagiarism. So you want to make sure you avoid all these, because no credit can be given for any essay submitted that requires MLA documentation. Okay, that is, contains any or all of these. Let's see. Just a couple things. Typically, students who plagiarize receive an F on that particular assignment and are given a warning, basically saying this cannot happen again. If it happens again on the second offense, a student can be withdrawn from the course with an F. It has happened. So please, if all else fails, please cite it. Cite it, or call me or email me and say, hey, did I do this correctly? I want to make sure I cited this the way I was supposed to. And make sure you understand too that Turnitin is the program that students will be submitting their essays through, and Turnitin will actually scan each essay for potential plagiarism. So please do not email any work to me. That all that work has to be submitted in Moodle, and then some of those assignments will be submitted to that Turnitin program. Then you've got the assignment schedule. I did put the revision due date for each essay. I didn't put the actual due date for the essay. You'll see that in Moodle. But I did want you to be sure to understand that all essays will have a chance for revision, or all assignments will have a chance for revision, but they're due December 2nd. And then you've got the final essay. There's no revision allowed for that assignment. Did everybody see this? No revision is allowed for this assignment. The reason why is because I'm giving you the last possible minute to get this assignment completed. I wanted everybody to have enough time to work on this, because it's an essay plus an annotated bibliography, which sounds horrible, like a horrible disease, but it's really not. So I want to make sure everybody has ample time to go through the process and work on that. So I will require, though, an outline submission and a rough draft submission before the final draft is due. So that way we can iron out problem areas before the actual final submission. And then you have the reflective essay at the end, which won't require a revision. It's just an overall reflection of the course. And then I've got listed here general policies for the college. And if you have any questions from here on out about anything, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. Please make sure you view or listen to the videos that I'll be posting. And hopefully they'll help you if you don't understand something. But please take note of everything listed on this syllabus. It's very important. Please take note. And if you have questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you, and have a good day.